If you can't cry, at least want to cry. At least feel bad that you can't cry. At least make it possible for other people to cry and get their schus. We should hear tonight the crying of Rachel Imeinu and the crying of all of Klal Yisrael for all the Doros. And cry ourselves for the emes and the shalom that's missing in this world. And that's what we will dedicate the kinnos tomorrow. Tomorrow we will see from the various kinos what's emes and what's shalom. What's missing? How do we get it back? All the different variations of emes and shalom. And that's what we will devote this year's kinos to, emes and shalom. Because when ha'emes v'ha'shalom ehahu, then this day will be l'sos and l'simcha. And if you can't cry, at least think about the following two ma'asim. Crying that represents the ultimate shalom, and a crying that represents the ultimate emes. The daughter-in-law of the Rebbe Miostila was hiding in a bunker with about 80 other Jews, and she had a little baby. And the little baby began to cry. And she tried to keep it quiet, and the baby would not quiet down. And she realized that if she stays where she is with that baby crying, then she is a danger to 80 nefashos. Because the Germans will hear the crying, they'll discover the people in the bunker, and achas dosam lahamis. So out in an expression of the ultimate shalom, she picked herself up with that baby crying and walked out of the bunker knowing that inevitably she was going to be discovered, wandering around outside with a little baby. And she knew what the result of that would be. But the crying of that little baby represented the ultimate cry of shalom, sacrificing herself not to put other people in danger. The very antithesis of sinas chinam. The Klosenberger Rebbe in Auschwitz brought in another group of prisoners, another group of Yidden. And he sensed that the concentration camp inmate next to him couldn't get to sleep. Something's bothering him. So he said to himself, maybe this Jew needs some chizuk. So he asked him, are you a Jew? He said, of course I'm a Jew. How do you think I got here? Jews are put into concentration camps. He says, who are you? He said, I was the president of the National Bank of Hungary. And he mentioned his name. Very famous, well-known name. President of the Bank of Hungary. Highest position in the economy of Hungary. He even had his picture on one of the bills. Klosenberger Rebbe said, are you really Jewish? And the man said, no. He said, you said you were Jewish? He said, I was Jewish. But I converted to Christianity many years ago. Klosenberger Rebbe said, is your wife Christian? The man said, yeah. And where is she? Why didn't she join you here when you were arrested? The man got very angry. He says, what are you talking about? My wife should come and join me here? The Rebbe said, yeah, I don't understand. Faithful wives join their husbands even in the worst circumstances. Your wife abandoned you when things got bad? Why didn't she join you? Why didn't she accompany you? Why did she abandon you? He said, yeah, you're old. He said, did you have a good life together, the Rebbe asked him. He said, yeah, for 30 years I worried about her every need, and I gave her a very good life. So the Rebbe said, that's the case. And how's it possible that she wasn't ready to be with you in times of difficulty? Only in the good times that you provided her? And when the bad times came, she abandoned you? The man turned away his head and went to sleep. Night went by. Next night again, the Rebbe continued this conversation. He said, tell me, did you do good things for the government of Hungary? And said, of course I did. When I took over the bank, the government was on the brink of Pshitas HaRegel. And I brought the economy back to be a flourishing economy in Hungary. There's not one person in Hungary who doesn't know my name. The Rebbe said, you did so much good for Hungary, and this is the way they let you be arrested, and nobody's here to save you, to help you, totally abandoned you. Man turned red, his eyes filled with tears, and he says, why are you doing this to me? Why are you pouring salt in my wounds? Not enough that I'm here? You have to make me feel terrible and pour salt in my wounds? The Rebbe said, look, I'm a poor rabbi. I never did any goyim any favors, and therefore I don't expect them to come to my aid and to save me. But you converted to Christianity. You became a goy. You gave everything you had for the Hungarian nation. And they don't remember a thing? And they just leave you here and abandon you? What about your children? Children you had from this goy, where are they? I said, my children? He says, they are very, very prominent people. One's a doctor, one's a lawyer, one's a very prominent businessman. And I supported them and sent them through college. They're all very wealthy, prominent people. The Rebbe said, where are they? And any of them escort you here? Any of them trying to get you out of here? Anybody come to visit you? To see what's happening to you? The man got angry again. Started to sweat. Why are you doing this to me? Why are you making me feel terrible? Turned away his face, went to sleep. The third night, the man slept there quietly, and suddenly he got up and he said, Rebbe, I thought a lot about the things that you said, and I came to the conclusion that you're right. I have tremendous regret for all that I did. My conversion, my marrying a Christian woman. And now I know that my whole life was a mistake. And he began to cry. The fourth night already, he was no longer amongst the living. The Rebbe did him tremendous chesed. That at least before he was killed, Al Kiddush Hashem, he gave one cry of emes, of charata, and he died with that tshuva. Those are the cries that we should never have to cry. Not to hear the cry of that little baby, Leman HaSholom, and not to hear this kind of cry, Leman HaEmes. But HaEmes v'HaSholom ehavu, if we love emes and shalom, and we cry about them tonight, in the comfort of this Beis Medrash, then we won't have to cry those kind of cries. No Jew will have to cry those kind of cries again. We'll be able to see the day when Ha'emes v'Hashalom ehavu, then Tzom HaChamishi will be l'sasom l'simcha u'lemoadim tovim b'mhei Rav Yomim.